I've been asking many questions. I've searched for answers all these years. I'm in need of some direction to find out how I got here. I'm on a quest to find the answers, and I won't stop till I do. With my heart in mind, I will search and find till I find out what is true. I'll explore this world forever, and with every step I'll strive to better understand who I truly am and the reason I'm alive. Will you be my guest on this quest?
Oh, ouch. Oh, golly. Oh, hello, my quester community. I'm out camping just like before, getting some much needed rest and relaxation out here in the great outdoors. Oh, and happy Easter to you all as well. I hope your day's going amazingly swell. Today you may have woke up to find a basket from the Easter Bunny, who's a fantastic, friendly fellow who's fuzzy and funny, always leaving decorated eggs full of sweet treats and candy. And while all of these things are totally fine and dandy, when people tell me that colorful eggs is what Easter's all about, to be honest, as a quester, I begin to have some doubts. So today, the Quester Quest is to search for and find out a few helpful clues that might explain what Easter is really about. Oh, 1 second, please. Rhyme stop. Ah, perfect. Time for breakfast. What in the... Where did my eggs go? Have you guys seen my eggs? I had 4 eggs laying around here, and that was going to be my breakfast. Unless this is some Easter prank that somebody's pulling on me, and I'm actually gonna have to go on an Easter egg hunt. Well, will you guys help me please find my Easter eggs? That would be really helpful. And by Easter eggs, I just mean my eggs that I was planning on using for breakfast. Let's have a look about here. Maybe I left them in my tent. Nope, not over there either. Huh. Could I have left them in this chair? Oh! There we go! Jackpot! Egg number 1 located. Check. Sweet! And if I'm not mistaken, there's an Easter egg clue on here. It says, "You found your first egg. Keep going, don't stop. For your next clue, return to the Tower of Stacked Rocks." I remember the Tower of Stacked Rocks from back when I was dancing out in the woods. Okay, it looks like that's gonna be the next stop, is the Tower of Stacked Rocks. Let's head off. Breakfast can wait. There it is. Woo! Yes, indeed. We found it. Clue number 2. Let's take a peek and read what it says. It says, where's my magnifying glass? Lucky you. Clue number 2. But you'll need a 4-leaf clover to find your next clue. You'll have to thoughtfully cross over. Thoughtfully cross over? What in the world does that mean? Oh! Oh, man. Uh-oh. Hopefully I can remember what it just said. Thoughtfully cross over. What would we need to cross over if we were out here in the woods trying to get across the river? An airplane! No, that's not very practical. Do you guys have any ideas? Ah, did you say bridge? Good idea. Let's go check the bridge. Ah, bummer. Scrambled eggs on the rocks. Rats. Yes! Woo! Awesome job, my little questers. We found egg number 3. Now let's take this back to camp and read it and see what it says. Woo! 3 out of 4 found so far. This one says, if these first 3 were easy, the last one will be hard. Look around, up and down in your campground backyard. My campground backyard? That's pretty much this whole entire forest. How am I supposed to search all the way up and down this whole forest? Well, might as well not put it off. I don't have long until sundown. Let's get started. Help me find this last clue, guys. Let's go. Man, I'm so discouraged. I've been looking for hours and hours and still haven't found anything. I feel like calling it quits. But you know what? When you feel like calling it quits, that's when it's time to persist. Persisting is when you persevere and press on and keep going even when things get hard, even when you feel hopeless and doubtful. Persisting is important. Like my friend Deacon, who's a part of the Quester community. Just this week, he learned to ride his bicycle, and I was so proud to see that. I thought, man, he could have given up, calling it quits after falling down a time or two, but he said, no, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep trying. So you know what? I'm gonna follow his example. You wanna know why persisting is so important? Because a quester never ever gives up, even when the going's rough and tough. And if you quit, you aren't quester enough. Because a quester never ever gives up. Nope, they sure don't. And so I'm gonna follow Deacon's example and keep persisting and keep searching high and keep searching low. Oh, whoa, lo and behold, there it is, our final 4th egg. Let's read it. It says, yay, yay, hooray, your egg hunt is done, but your quest to understand Easter has only just begun. But if you want a final clue to understand, simply look under where you stand. Under where I stand? Well, I was kind of sitting on this rock. Maybe I have to look under this rock. Okay, that's not happening. Maybe there's a hole to dig around or something. What? Oh my goodness. What is this? A message in a bottle? Maybe this is the clue to help me understand Easter. This is so neat and this is so great. Let's take this message in a bottle back to camp and see what it has to say. Final 4th clue, check. Mystery almost solved. Let's go. Well, I've got my message in a bottle. We've got 3 of our 4 eggs for my omelet later on. And I was thinking, with the fire going right now, why not do another episode of Fireside Story Time, Easter edition? Well, we don't have a lot of time before the sun goes down, and I still gotta eat my breakfast, lunch, and dinner all at the same time. So let's do our Fireside Story Time. It's called The Parable of the Pinecone. But before we do you know what a parable is? A parable is a short story that has a very important lesson, usually a spiritual lesson, something very deep and sometimes mysterious. You have to kind of give it thought. A parable is kind of like a clue. Rather than being an answer, it gives you a clue to something very important, and you have to figure it out. So let's read this parable and see what it tells us. The Parable of the Pinecone.
There's a glorious old pine tree, magnificent and tall, that stretches high into the sky, taller than China's Great Wall. But on one windy day, in the middle of fall, there dropped from the great pine tree a pine cone so small. The pine cone rolled far away, down a steep sloping hill. Further down and farther off it kept rolling until it fell deep into a hole and laid silent and still, broken down and beaten up by the fall and the spill. Every part of the pinecone had been crushed and cracked. Not one piece of its shell was still whole or intact. And though the pinecone was dead, there was one surprising fact. Many seeds were now freed and from the pinecone unpacked. If the pinecone had kept its life on the branch held tight and not come down to be broken from such a great height, all the many small seeds which were hidden inside would not have spilled out and then sprouted to life. By the one pinecone's death, its life multiplied more, since it scattered its seed across the bare forest floor. Now the life of the great pine, which the pinecone had stored, has spread all around the world to be seen and adored. For in time those seeds grew into magnificent trees, which stretch high into the sky and still sway in the breeze. So the next time you look up and see pine trees like these, remember the pinecone that died to spread life-giving seeds.
Wow, that is mysterious. What a good parable. It's trying to tell us something that is connected to Easter. How is a pinecone that falls from a great height and is broken and scatters life-giving seeds as it falls into a hole and dies related to Easter? I'm gonna have to give this some thought after dinner and lunch and breakfast. I haven't eaten today, my stomach is growling. But if you have any ideas, or if you talk to your parents or your friends about this parable and think you might have some clues about what it's about and how it relates to Easter, please tell me. I would love to hear from you. You could write me a letter, send it to P.O. Box 645, Jacksonville, Oregon 97530, and I would love to hear from you. Whoever stole my eggs and left my breakfast out there for me to go on a quest and Easter egg hunt for, I'm kind of thankful that they did, because now I've got some things to think about. Well, it's a lot for me to think about on an empty stomach. I think I'm gonna go start my breakfast, but before we go, it's like we always say, take care of those around you, always lend a helping hand, keep asking life's big questions and do your best to understand. Be the best and kindest you that you can possibly be and seek truth along with love, which is the key that will set us free. I'm Russo the Quester. Thank you for joining me on this quest today. Happy Easter. I hope you enjoyed our Fireside Story Time, and I'll see you again soon, friends. Bye.